Hello, I'm Robin Reeve and welcome for this solo playthrough of Advanced Squad Leader. We are continuing the playing of J210 Moment of Truth in solo. And here is the situation. Before I go further, I would just like to tell you that I committed an error in the setup. I didn't read the setup instructions well enough. Actually, the artillery, the guns of the Slovaks had to set up in rush, which is only okay for, as you see, this possible one and this one. So this gun could have been placed here, of course, without LOS to the sunken road, but it had no impact on the game actually, and this one should be here, I believe. So this is where rule A.2 can be applied. Of course, when it's a question of setup, you can completely decide that uh, all is wrong, and you eliminate badly set up units. But in the present situation, I don't think there's a real bearing, very important bearing on the game for having not placed all my artillery in brush. Only this one, of course, was manifestly at another place. But even if I put it here or here in a, I could have put it here in a, as you call, um, yeah, backwards position. Yeah, but I won't change anything. So A.2 says that when you notice an error and it was committed previously, don't correct it. That's all. So if you stand with that adaptation to the rule, of course, in attorney, uh, people would be legitimately allowed to require some transformation of the situation adaptation. But we are in a friendly game, especially as I'm playing against myself. So if I'm not friendly with myself, I don't know who will be. So um, I hope that that error is not for you so unsuperable that you won't be able to look at the rest of the situation or the scenario. Um, the only impact is that the German could want to move slightly more narrowly, but I believe that if I had a gun here, moving up here would make sense too, because you don't want to be frontally. You want also the guns to have to change Kavdak, etc. So we're not in a world of absurdity. We're in a Ukraine anyway, with hexes and a sequential game turn. Anyway, we are in a Ukraine. So let's stop speaking philosophy and design aspects, and let's roll the bones for the win. There we are, nothing. And on the German side, what do we have? We have here the only squad that can try a self rally. So if it rolls a 5, it's okay because it's +1 for self rally, -1 because of the building. There we are. Nothing happens, and Baumgart tries to rally. I could have rallied this squad. Missed it, but anyway, no problem. Uh, that's life. Things happen. The 7 morale squad rallies with an 8 because there is the bonus of the of the woods. Okay, goes up, and the other one has only +4 because he's rallying, not self-rallying. So and -1 for the woods, so it's +3. So if it rolls 4 or less, it rallies. So no, nearly, but not. There we are. So on the Slovak side, here I just remove the DM, and here the leader tries to self-rally, needs a 4. He goes up, fine, and he can try to self-rally. The half squad, I believe, or yeah, the conscript squad for 3. No, but he'll have time to ready. And last but not least, the crew tries to man again the gun, and besides being able to fire the gun, it also will have the +2 emplacement protection. So it found it. Yeah, 100 millimeter gun in open ground is not hard to find. I wonder what a 6 could have meant, except perhaps other circumstances that don't allow to man correctly a gun. So there we are. Let's go to the prep fire phase. I believe that we need to do something. Just looking at the terrain again. Yeah, Albrecht, I believe, must immediately fire on the guns. So, yeah, to break the squad again, 100 millimeters is not a trifle to manage. So, 7 and 5 means 12, -1 for Albrecht, and +2 for emplacement. So it's 12 +1. Let's hope he rolls correctly. 12 and 10 means a task check. And yeah, at least the crew pins, which means no ROF and a +2 DRM. That's it. So yeah, one could hope more or less. I don't know. Just looking what I can do. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'll use this squad against the little 347 squad. So I have 7, which goes down to 6 on my AFT. 6 +1 against those. 6 and 5, I think is a +1. I'm just controlling. 6 and 5 +1, yes. +1 morale check. Let's go. And allied sniper possibility. So +1 morale check, which is passed. And let's see if the Slovak sniper is awake. Yes, he is a wounder. Red direction, white distance. So 6, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. Where did it move from? C10. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I believe it goes there. I place the grid so we see clearly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the target is over here. And we have 3 units, top to bottom, random selection. So bang, bang, bang. And it hits Baumgart. But as it's a wounder, I must now roll a die. 5 or 6, Baumgart is dead. No, but he's wounded, nevertheless. And I believe the broken units are desperate morale. There we are. So that's annoying, but not the end of all, of course. What do we have here? We don't know. So, but I think it's time to move rather than fire. ASL is a game of movement first. So, yeah. So I remove the CX here, and this small squad tries to enter the woods. So it's entering the concealed unit location, actually, because units in the foxhole are in the same location as out, and of course dummies are revealed. And of course the 247 is assault moving, not crazy. There they are. Okay. Here, that's complicated. What height are they? Yeah. I don't think I'm going to move the squad here because you have a really nasty, yeah, you have different threats here. I believe an assault move here won't harm anybody. Of course, they could be fired upon. Um, what am I doing now? Yeah, now Baumgart cannot help his men assault move, so those will non-assault move here. We'll see if our heroic, yeah, because I think it's a good thing that they fire now because they have +1 for the woods, -1 for non-assault, so 6 flat. It can be a very good result or not. Ouch! Yeah, really, this side of the battlefield is doomed for the German. Let's see, K2, yes, so K and 2 morale check. Okay, broken. I think yeah. I should have placed a gun there because nobody's going to reach it actually. So I'm also removing the hex grid, which is not useful. So this is becoming quite complicated. Quite complicated. Of course, I could put some residual, but who's going to move there anyway? Hmm. Ooh. Um. Oh. So here, this little half squad is going to move and run. You never know. 2. You see, it's out of the cover duct, so it's not very interesting. Of course, those could fire. One could fire from up there. I'm wondering what I could do. Yeah, let's go for one squad here. It doesn't want to conceal itself. 347 by itself without the help of his leader. Fires at 4 hexes. Yeah. And no hindrance because the brush is only a half level. So it's 2 minus 2. Ouch. No, not you. So it covers actually. So it goes down to 1 and 1 leaves no residual fire. So it's 2 because I went through the hedge. There we are. It's just a half squad. 4 and the little half squad is here. 6. No, that's stupid, man. 6. Okay. The gun fires. Okay, so that's really if it survives the treatment. So +2 pinned is +2. -2 for adjacent and -2 for non-assault moving in the open. So it's -2 in total to hit. I need an 8 if you want to see the table here. See, okay, so where is it already? Target fire-based determination DRM CD is +2, and I have FFN, IM, FFMO -1 each, and point blank is also about here. Point blank range -2 at 1. So there we are, and we need an 8 on the infantry table. So 8 minus with -2, 10 or less hits. This is awful because it goes down to 3. 3 is less than the half of the modified to hit table, and the modified is 8. There's no real change you see here at this range. So 8's half is 4, and the result here of the not modified, but yeah, the final to hit DR is 3. So that means it's a critical hit, which means that 100 millimeter, which is already at a level, a terrible level, is 120. Moves up to 40, and FFMO and FFNAM applies. So it's 36 minus 2. My, oh my. Okay. Overkill. 36 and 3. 4 KIA. Okay. So destroyed. And of course, I leave. What do I leave actually? There was a, I don't know, residual fire. I'm not sure if it leaves. The, it would leave what normally is 8, half of 20. You don't count the critical hit thing. But I'm not sure about the DRMs here. I'm going to check. So here is the rule. Effect of DRM, the amount of residual firepower left by an attack, is reduced by 1 IFT column for each positive DRM caused solely by conditions outside of the target hex. And it includes, you see, as I underline here, 2 hits. Yeah, could have modified, yeah, which modified the 2 hits, but excluding height advantage and LVDRM. So there, but they give examples. Stun, of course, after the unit is done, the vehicle is done, it has a +1. So I believe the +2 of being pinned has an effect because it's a condition of the gun, not of the target hex or location. Negative DRM never affects. So there was in my calculation +2 for pinning, case D. So +2 should reduce by 2 columns, of course. So I haven't found a precise answer to my question, but a critical hit only hits units as designated by random selection. In this case, anyway, there was only one, so it was hit, but the residual fire will be a residual of a base of 8, but it goes down to 4 because of the pin situation, and you don't take the critical hit FP value. I skimmed the rules. I didn't find the precise explanation, but I think my reasoning is correct. At least not too awful. So here, I know, yeah, there's a requirement to be bold. I think here this squad will assault move here. This squad will move up here, costs 4 because it's moving from a sunken roll, so it cannot be assault move. I'm just trying to see if J9 here can see them, but I have serious doubts. But other units see them. That's another question. Those see it, but they won't fire. Of course, they won't. They won't intensive fire. They're not crazy. So anyway, they lose concealment. That's sure. Okay. Here, oh, that's complicated. They will exit the foxhole. They're assault moving. 1. They're in woods. So 1, 2, 3. There we are. So what's dangerous? What's dangerous? I think this squad here, I will fire on them. So it's 2 on the IFT, -1 because, oh no, 2 normal because it's an assault move. 2. The assault move, as long as the unit doesn't expend all its MF available, including with a leadership bonus, if they don't move more than 1 hex, it can be assault move. So exiting a foxhole for 1 and moving in brush still is assault movement. So bang, 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 2 flat. There we are, nothing. I'm leaving some souvenir in the hex, and there we are. Camper here will move. Yes, this is dangerous, but anyway, you must do something. Assault move 1, 2, 3. Here, assault bypass 2 because I'm bypassing an obstacle on a hill too. So even if you don't see the the hill depiction. We are in a game with abstractions. If you're looking for a real simulation, just go on the true battlefield. But here we are in ASL with its limitations. So 1, 2.5, and that will be all. Things are getting complicated, aren't they? Here, an assault move. Okay. Here, assault move 2. Here, non-assault, they just jump into the woods. Yeah, they move into the woods. Yeah, the Slovak is holding fire. Nobody has ever reached level 3 for the moment. So there we are for the German movements. So we remove the residuals and go on for defensive fire phase. And why should I say of course? I mean the machine gun here, directed by Mr. Balaz, but I know I transcripted the name from an official Slovak last name site. But I don't know how the Z with the strange mark on is in the ale, so it must be sometimes a question of accentuation. Anyway, Balash, I don't know. Let's go for it. They're gonna fire on those guys here. 4 flat because of the leader -1, which compensates the woods +1. So it's 4 flat. There we are for an 8. Forget it. Rough of 2 doesn't work. This is quite expected. Yeah, we're in trenches. We can do a good job. So here, those guys here are going to fire at the same people here from level 3 to level 1, no problem. 2 + 1. No. Nope, nope, nope. The Germans have been hit hard under some aspects, but on the other, the Slovaks don't have all the firepower they'd love to have, they dream to have. The other gun doesn't have the target anyway and won't do it. This unit cannot be fired upon because the orchard here is inherent terrain. So this hex side creates a blind hex. So there we are for defensive fire. Advancing fire, what can we do? What can we do? What shall we do? How do you do? So let's go. Yeah, we're fire grouping against the gun here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 3, 4, 5. Ah, that's awful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 + 2. One never knows. Nothing. This is complicated. Advanced fire here with just the squad and Mr. Camper is 2 + 1 because of height advantage. There we are, nothing. And that'll be all. Okay, time for routing. So business as usual around here. Oh, yeah, no, they're fine. Okay. I'm placing the little sniper down because I prefer. Where are they? Yeah, that's only German. And just looking. Yeah, okay. Those little dudes move up 4, 6. There we are. And on to advance phase. Oh, this is complicated, but I'm going to move here. Am I going to move here? What's the use? Yes, the use is to generate something complicated. So yeah, Albrecht will move into the foxhole because before it gets destroyed. Yeah, but what's the most wise? So before I advance, yeah, I'm going to transfer the machine gun to the house squad and give the machine gun to the squad just to have more punch from for people within the foxhole. And those little machine gunners are going to move here. So during the advance phase, you can rearrange the position of guns, etc. So we're going to diversify the targets here. Campo doesn't help his men a lot, so of course he can prevent cowering. So here we are. I think this squad is going to move into the place. This is really, really hard. We could move here. We remain concealed because during advance phase, unless we move in open terrain, it's okay. There we are. Trying to avoid this gun, of course. Really, I don't know how to do things correctly. This is really difficult. We're fine here. Perhaps, yes, this half squad will move with the squad here. Just to be, yeah, they will be pounded by the gun here, but they won't be by those guys here, which is not the worst idea possible. And this half squad is caught in the open. The guards are moving here. That's all. Ooh. Yeah, Germans have suffered a lot. Oh, so I see a foxhole here from this part. It's been a moment, I think so. Nobody's at level 3, so this foxhole is out. This foxhole is anyway out of LOS. They are there. We are for the movement. Close combat phase. None. Pin are removed. Who is out of LOS? Baumgart, of course. He's hidden, so he hides himself with his wounds, licking his wounds and trying to help his men. Those are visible from those here. Visible, visible, visible! Visible, I believe so. Yes, I'm not sure. Let's see. No, it's blocked here, just in the corner, so I don't think anybody else sees them. So they get concealed. I place the concealment over everybody because prisoners share the guard's status. All those are visible from here. And the Germans up here are really next to the Slovaks. So here is the end of the third German turn. Let's see what's going to happen. The problem is that both guns are manned, and Germans have suffered a lot in this place up here, so it'll be complicated. Here they're really under fire. You have a machine gunner there, of course, and you have those guys here, so yeah. Anyway, this objective is complicated. Perhaps when this crest is taken, yeah, the German simply can break the its crew. The condition at the end of the game is that no gun is manned by good order units. It doesn't even speak of crews actually. A good order Slovak unit, so you could have a puny leader also manning the gun, in a very approximate way. So anyway, I hope you had fun following this turn, and sorry again for the setup error. It's not the first time actually I botched setup. I believe many experienced players will tell their own stories of wrong setups. But what is essential in ASL is to have fun, so I hope you had some. and I wish you the best until we meet, if you want, of course, for the third Slovak turn. Bye bye.